disappear on everyone you meet. They come on the street, they give their lives. We are the people, they won't take us alive. Manipulation, torture, murder, genocide, mechanics of death. All through the sky, a new heaven awaits. And after half of this, we must stand strong. We must resist. They come on the street, they spill their lies. We are the people, they want to take us alive. They call us rebels, they smear our name. We are the people, we want justice back. They come on the street, say they want to buy. We are the people, they won't let us Look at these motherfuckers. Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's time once again for Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. Folks, a couple show notes. First off, my deepest apologies for disappearing for over a week. My last broadcast was back at the beginning of the month on a Saturday, and here we are. Here we are on the 12th, and I have not streamed in like 10 days. I'm hoping to make some changes to that. First off, Rumble has started its creator program, and they're trying to get eligible people, and I am far from eligible. Thanks to you, the audience, I do have enough followers. Big shout out to all of you for helping me reach that milestone a long time ago. Thank you so much. Now it's my turn. It's my turn to meet the other benchmark. And the other benchmark is 30 hours in 30 days of live streaming, broadcasting. And that's a tall order. That's an hour a day. I usually stream about 2.5 hours a week. I don't think I'm gonna make it, folks. I really don't. I don't think I really don't think it's gonna be for me. I'm gonna make an attempt though, starting now, starting right now. I'm gonna make an attempt to get 30 hours of live streaming done by what would that be? That'd be March 14th, Steak and Blowjob Day, Pie Day. So yeah, through 314. Try to get a whole bunch of streaming between now and then. I may have to do some gaming streams. I may do a marathon stream or two. Not sure exactly what form all of this broadcasting is going to take, but I can tell you for damn sure there might be another missed show or something, and it's crazy. So, folks, where have I been for a week and a half? I caught the flu. I got the bird flu. I don't know if it was the bird flu, but I got the flu. I got a pretty nasty flu. One that, like, it never affected my lungs. It never affected my lungs, but it did. It knocked me out with sweats, and like all my joints were so achy that I literally couldn't even stand in the kitchen long enough to make myself a snack without like holding on to things because I felt like I was just going to collapse and fall over from my joints just not working, not supporting my body weight. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, I was very achy and very temperature sensitive. And I really wanted to do a bunch of makeup streams and kickstart this whole Rumble creator, 30 hours in 30 days thing. Um, but quite literally, I couldn't come into my basement. It was just too cold down here. Um, I think I've said before on the stream, I'm kind of violently opposed to getting a space heater because I know I'm the forgetful type and I don't want to burn my house down. And so I'm just opposed to getting a space heater and fixing the problem of my office being quite literally an igloo. Um, so yeah, my illness just prevented me from wanting to leave the bed or the couch. I literally spent 5 of those days that we're talking about um, in my bed, not following the news, not following the topics we talk about here on the show. I've been pretty unplugged. In fact, it's kind of a handicap right now because I'm trying to find, a bunch of interesting topics to talk to you folks about. I haven't been completely unplugged. I've been on Twitter a few times, or X, excuse me. I've been on X a few times. Don't want to dead name her. Can't dead name her. But yeah, I've been on X a few times throughout the week. I definitely saw a lot of the narratives around the USAID stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Uh, I saw some talk about the immigration stuff, but there's not been a whole lot of huge news that I've seen. And yeah, I even after a week and a half, I don't have a whole lot of content for the show today. Um, and part of that's because we actually got hit with a snowstorm here in eastern Kansas uh, this morning, and you know, it whenever snow hits, it slows everything down. And so the time I would normally have to do my show prep, it was spent, driving in bad weather conditions. And, I still did quite a bit of show prep, but, not enough. And we'll definitely touch on some topics. If anyone out there has anything you'd like me to talk about, feel free to bring something up. Feel free to ask me if I saw a certain news story or a certain viral clip, and you know, we could talk about it. I'm definitely willing to dive in. I'm not necessarily asking my audience to source my topics. I can definitely fill over an hour of the show today. I kind of hope that there's a way I'm going to be able to stretch this to 2 hours if I can tonight. Not only to give back to all of y'all for taking Mild's culture plate away from you for the past week, but also hopefully to make some progress toward that creator program, and quite frankly, as all the excuses I gave, I've always been a big guy on, there's no fucking excuse. This to me is one of my obligations to myself and to my audience. So there's no excuse for missing 2 shows in a row that's good enough for me. And so I definitely want to put myself out there and say, hey, I apologize. The illness took me down, and I'm back. I'm ready to fight, and here we are. We're in it. Anyway, where was I going with that? So yeah, we had a snowstorm today. I wasn't able to do my proper show prep, but it's okay. Was in bed for many of the previous days before that. Mostly just absorbing Super Bowl content and watching old reruns of old Superman TV shows. I've still not watched a single episode of the CW's Superman and Lois, by the way. I I heard it's actually pretty decent, so that may change in the future, but as of right now, yeah, not interested, not interested. Um, there were a couple of movie trailers that came out. There was the Fantastic Four. What was the other one? Damn it. I'm having a brain fart. It was the second trailer for Captain America Brave New World, was it? Not really interested. I'm not a big Marvel guy. Fantastic Four interests me somewhat, but yeah, it looks pretty Disney-fied, man. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty Disney-fied. Anyway, not gonna bore you with comic book talk or Super Bowl talk. Which I guess, look, I'm sure there's at least one person in my audience who's laughing at me. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and hey, they fucking sucked. I'm at least honest, right? I'm not some Patrick Mahomes homer, right? I know a lot of Chiefs fans that are only Chiefs fans because Patrick Mahomes exists, but you know, I'm not this quarterback worshiper football fan. I'm a fan of the sport. I'm a fan of talent. I still think Patrick Mahomes is, top 5 all time. And that he still has the opportunity to prove that he can be better than Tom Brady. I don't buy this head-to-head shit, right? This oh well, Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes twice in the playoffs. And therefore, no, Tom Brady didn't beat Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady beat the Kansas City Chiefs defense. And Patrick Mahomes did not beat the New England Patriots and Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. See, that's how football works. Quarterbacks don't play against each other, right? They play against each other's teams. And so, yeah, this head-to-head argument that people make, I don't fall for that. Anyway, but having said that, you know, I just yeah, dude didn't play well this week. He has the opportunity to bounce back. We're gonna see next year. Um, they kinda got what they deserved. They kinda got what they deserved. They were, out-coached. I've always kinda been somewhat critical of, Andy Reid and his willingness to abandon the run. And again, for those of y'all who don't want the football talk, I'm trying to keep it short, trying to keep it short. I'll move on pretty quick here, but, this is one of the things y'all know about me. Y'all know I'm a Chiefs fan, and with the glaringly obvious, notable change in sports this week, meaning the Chiefs losing the Super Bowl, I had to address it, at least for a moment. But yeah, I've been real critical of Andy Reid for abandoning the run all the whole time. I mean, not to criticize. I mean, I couldn't win 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. I'm not trying to criticize any of these people. They know what they're doing more than I know what I'm doing, but it really just seemed like the unwillingness to make a change at the left tackle position on the offensive line kinda gave up the idea that the run was as important as the passing game. And, Joe Tooney, your future Hall of Fame left guard being put at left tackle hurt your run game. And therefore, the run game wasn't working. The Kansas City Chiefs abandoned the run game, relied on Mahomes' arm, and basically you had a defensive line that was busting through your offensive line so fast you couldn't get the ball out. And let me just say, this isn't all just failures on the Kansas City Chiefs. As much as the Kansas City Chiefs just sucked, I do have to congratulate the Philadelphia Eagles for an excellently executed game plan. Their performance was amazing. Having said that, I think I do have to give a big shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs defense. They limited Saquon Barkley. I do think, the Chiefs secondary performed excellent. Now, the Eagles did move the ball. Jalen Hurts completed a lot of passes. AJ Brown, excellent game. But they did it into tight coverage. I couldn't ask for a better game from the Kansas City Chiefs defense. Kansas City Chiefs defense did what they could to get off the field. And every time the Chiefs offense would get the ball back, they would put the Kansas City Chiefs defense back on the field. So, anyway, that's that. Looks like we do got some people filtering in though. So, hopefully my detour down to my opinion of the Super Bowl has really helped you folks have time to come in and click that thumbs up button. What did y'all think of the Super Bowl commercials? Is anybody in the chat want to just give me your opinion of the Super Bowl commercials? I do really like the Matthew McConaughey one. The whole as a conspiracy theorist, that this whole Matthew McConaughey Uber Eats commercial where they're like football is a conspiracy to sell food. It's kind of a neat, and then they went through this whole history of football with all kinds of food related stuff that people would know. It was cute. It was cute. I like conspiracies even when, they're just being mocked. Always gotta love a good conspiracy. But then there was the weird one with Gordon Ramsay and, Pete Davidson, where, like, Pete Davidson's like, "I'm an alien, all celebrities are aliens," and then Gordon Ramsay's like, "Well, I'm not an alien." Pretty deep shit. Pretty out in the open shit they give us on Super Bowl Sunday. I'm not gonna comment on the halftime show. I mean, I'm not a member of the community that that was geared to. This whole Kendrick Lamar versus Drake stuff, none of my business. Serena Williams doing some sort of walk, I don't care. Like, why does our Super Bowl halftime show, why does our mainstream media, why do, what is it, 60, 70 million people have to see who you know, your diss track? Do we all need to be a part of your display here? And then you got the Samuel L. Jackson and the obvious, red, white, and blue, but it's red and blue because everyone's a gangster. Eh, okay. I mean, yes, it's symbolism. You know how many times on Monday I was scrolling through a feed either on Instagram or not Instagram, Facebook. Let me be honest, because it's the Instagram Reels on Facebook, or on X. I'd be scrolling through, and there'd be some person talking about the symbolism behind the Kendrick performance, uh, as if it wasn't obvious. Anyway, yeah, Uncle Sam's a black guy named Sam. Okay. All right. Well, let's get on to doing something here. This happened today. Like I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding my audience. My audience is leaving fast. We're 20 minutes into the show. I haven't played a single clip. I haven't talked about a single news story. Well, here you go, damn it. Here you go. This happened today.
Foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I take this obligation freely.
And that I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
Discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
There it is. Your new national security or national intelligence, excuse me. Your new director of national intelligence of the United States of America, Tulsi Gabbard, ladies and gentlemen, has been confirmed by the Senate and sworn in. And there was a little press conference from Trump. Hang on. Let me see if I could bring up Trump's comments on it. And by the way, that was Pam Bondi swearing her in. Well, here's Trump signing the commission. Man, look how big that piece of paper is. Holy crap. And he's using his signature. Man, I got to figure out how to get one of them Sharpies, man. Anyone knows how to get me a Trump Sharpie? Anyone knows a link to purchase them or whatever? Those are slick, man. I really like them. Man, what a signature, man. Whew. Tulsi's not bad looking. Anyway, I say that as she's the director of national intelligence. She's the top spy in the country, and here I'm saying that into the internet. As if there aren't enough thirsty motherfuckers saying naughty things about Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, I'm not seeing much about. Yeah, I'm not seeing much about Trump making comments. I thought I saw something earlier about comments he had made. I know he mentioned something about that he's going to go to the Middle East. Yeah, let's do this. Let's check this out here. Let's open this on Reuters. Trump says that Putin and Zelensky want peace, and phone calls kick off talks to an end of the Ukraine war. Trump says he'll meet Putin soon, likely in Saudi Arabia. Hegseth says it's unrealistic to expect Ukraine to return to the 2014 borders. Besant in Kiev says mineral deal could serve as a, quote, security shield for Ukraine. No publicly acknowledged peace talks have been held since the early months of the war. After speaking with Putin for more than an hour, Trump said that the Russian leader who launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022 wants the war to end, and they discussed, quote, getting a ceasefire in the not-too-distant future. He wants it to end. He doesn't want to end it and then go back to fighting 6 months later, Trump told reporters. I think we're on the way to getting peace. President Putin wants peace. President Zelensky wants peace. And I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed, he added. Trump has long said he would quickly end the war in Ukraine without spelling out exactly how he would accomplish this. Well, he said he was going to do it before he took office. He said he would do it as president-elect. He didn't get that done. We do have to acknowledge that. He said he would get it done before he would take office. And here we are, almost a month into his presidency. And we still don't have an actual ceasefire yet. The Kremlin earlier said Putin and Trump had agreed to meet. Putin had invited Trump to visit Moscow. Trump said their first meeting would probably take place soon in Saudi Arabia. Marco Rubio, John Ratcliffe, Michael Waltz, and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff would lead negotiations on ending the war. Trump and Zelensky spoke after Trump's call with Putin, and Zelensky's office said the conversation lasted for about an hour. At a meeting conversation with POTUS, we talked about opportunities to achieve peace, discussed our readiness to work together, and Ukraine's technological capabilities, including drones and other advanced industries, Zelensky wrote on X. No Ukraine peace talks have been held since the early months of the conflict, now approaching its third anniversary. Joe Biden oversaw billions of dollars of military and other aid to Kiev and had no direct contact with Putin after Russia's invasion. Russia occupies around a fifth of Ukraine and has demanded Kiev cede more territory and be rendered permanently neutral under any peace deal. All right. I mean, what do you folks think is going to happen here? I mean, to me, that sounds like it's not the best solution for the West, obviously. It's not the best solution for NATO. It's not even the best solution for the United States. But this sounds like where we've come in the 3 years of this war, the idea of Ukraine not just letting go of some territory is unfortunate, but it's probably the right thing to do. Wait, what was that I just Ukraine demands Russia withdraw from captured territory and says it must receive NATO membership or equivalent security guarantees to prevent Moscow from attacking again. I mean, I think the NATO thing is gonna be a big no-no. I don't think Putin's gonna allow NATO at his doorstep. Now, if you create a new country, you take the fifth of the country that Russia has controlled, you make a new country out of it, maybe? Make like a neutral zone, so to speak. I hate that idea. I don't think it would work, but that's the only way you're getting NATO membership. Anyway, so that's what we got going on internationally. So I guess I'll go ahead and give a brief thought to the USAID stuff. I think you could pretty much guess my opinion on it. I did find it quite telling and hilarious how quickly the media has come out. And let me just bring this up since I'm talking about USAID. Let me bring this up too. Not just USAID, but the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau also closing. And now there's a lot of conversations about potentially yeeting the Department of Education. Hey, I'm down for that. But yeah, the USAID stuff. Obviously, with all the stuff that Elon Musk has uncovered, the media is flipping out, man. And the narratives being created about, oh, Elon Musk is a dictator and nobody voted for him, and who's he to say who gets paid and who doesn't get paid, and all this is aid money that needed to go out, and then like every time they say that, boom, another shoe drops. Hey, we just found another $10 million being spent on this insane program. I'm sure you folks have seen the news. I'm sure you've seen these programs, these aid programs. I don't need to go into how absurd they are. There are plenty of outlets to being outraged about them. But one of the most telling ones, one of the most interesting ones to me was seeing that Feminist Frequency and other organizations that popped up around the time of Gamergate were funded directly by the United States government. What do you do? What do you do when everything I have paid attention to for the past 20 years, and I'm like, yeah, they would never do that. That's crazy. And then you hear a bunch of news stories, and then you're like, well, maybe I'm wrong. And then you start letting the media gaslight you a little bit. And then I'm like, yeah, maybe, maybe video games, comic books, movies, maybe there's a place for all this transsectional feminism. Maybe there's a place for all that in media. And maybe I'm just the old guy, right? I'm just grandpa. I'm an old dinosaur. And just like the generations that are older than me freaked out over rap music and heavy metal music and gory horror movies. Maybe this is just what the kids are going to like and I'm just too old. And I let the media gaslight me into thinking, okay, well, this stuff might be popular. And then years go down the road, and I see how just unpopular a lot of it is becoming. And then, of course, I follow people like the Quartering here on Rumble, which, by the way, shout out to Rumble. Shout out to Rumble. Chris Pavlovsky had a seat in the White House press corps today. And this is 48 hours after landing Tim Pool. I don't like Tim Pool, but hey, there are a lot of folks who do. A lot of folks who would follow him here for exclusive content. So shout out to Rumble. I didn't look and see what it did to the Rumble stock. I don't follow my stocks very closely. But I imagine though the 1-2 punch of having Tim Pool sign an exclusive Rumble deal and then being getting his seat in a White House press conference. Pretty amazing. Or press briefing, excuse me, not press conference, press briefing. So yeah, shout out to Rumble. Shit, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So all these years of just thinking, oh, maybe I'm just old, maybe I'm just too conservative, maybe I'm just not in what other people are in, and seeing all these creators like the Quartering and like the guys over at Geeks and Gamers and people like Ethan Van Sciver making content about how our media is being taken over by weirdos who want to make all our media about them and self-insert them and their identity politics into everything. And I was like, yeah, but they're just narcissists and we do have a number of our population that are into that shit. I mean, you just go to Twitter and type turf. There's a lot of people. You get a lot of loud people if you type the word turf into X. You run into a lot of loud people. And so yeah, those communities, like, I mean, they're entitled to watch what they want, right? They're entitled to have, a section of the media carved out for them. Well, yeah, but that's just it. It wasn't just the section they carved out. They wanted to silence you. They wanted to get rid of your heroes and make them their heroes and self-insert their identity politics in this shit. And as much as I'm like, well, yeah, this has nothing to do with the president of the United States or Washington politics. The comic books I read, the video games I play have nothing to do with that shit. Folks, I don't read new comic books anymore. You see these blue spines? These white and blue spines? That was DC's rebirth. They did a decent job, but like the promise was that comics would return to the great surge of the 90s. And they quickly spun that around. Got rid of Superman's like family because the whole point of the Superman book at the time was that it was Superman, Lois, and their young son and trying to raise him to be a good man. Yeah, well, I mean, those people still exist in the comics, but it's not a family book, right? It's not for family. No, they made the son gay, and now it's about his love story and fighting aliens. Love story and then fighting aliens. But hey, what's wrong with him having a gay love story if Superman can have Lois for 80 years and no one complained? Okay, whatever. My point is, you took something good and made it all about that instead of making your own book. And yeah, come to find out, yeah, a lot of this shit has just been funded by the government. This USAID funding, feminist frequency funding. And again, to me, this is like, okay, this is the same as, what do you call it? The FISA spying, which we covered on this show about a month ago. Tulsi Gabbard saying that she thinks FISA has a place, that FISA 702 warrantless spying has a place in our intelligence community, but that we need to protect from abuses of Fourth Amendment violations. But our government should not be spying on us. It's one thing to have a an intelligence program that, I mean, the reason FISA is called FISA is it's called foreign intelligence surveillance, right? If we're committing surveillance on people, it needs to be a foreign program, not a program here at home. Well, USAID is supposed to be providing aid to other countries, not promoting agendas here at home. But yes, most of these people, they're consultants, right? They're consultants to help other countries figure out, how to institute their drag programs, right? Got to have them condoms to Gaza. But no, obviously it's going to people here in the United States who are getting rich, calling you a racist, a sexist, a bigot, a homophobe, and just, if that's you, fuck you. If that's you, fuck you. I want my money back. I want my fucking money back. Now, granted, it's not my money. It's Federal Reserve notes created out of thin air, funneled through our government to money launder to other countries. We just talked about Ukraine. Now, this is another story that came out last week that I failed to cover. My apologies. Zelensky coming out and saying they've only gotten about half the money the Biden administration says it sent. I want my money back. The money that's being spent. And again, look, leftists want to get into some argument about, we don't trust Elon Musk. I don't trust Elon Musk. But who the fuck was handling this shit before Elon Musk? I really don't trust those people. Who do you trust? There was no office department of government efficiency before Elon Musk? Oh, that's right, because we're supposed to be the ones holding government accountable. Well, government's supposed to be transparent. So maybe it's the media. It's you motherfuckers. It's the media who's supposed to be telling us the USAID is sending, like, what was it, 90 million condoms to the Gaza Strip. It's supposed to be you motherfuckers telling us this. I'm talking to you, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. But you're just like us. You just float where the wind blows. You get something on your desk every once in a while, you'll go take a peek at it. But the idea that journalism is investigative has been gone for a while. And so, yeah, I don't trust Elon Musk, but you know what? Elon Musk had the balls to ask, what happens if we just peek inside the curtain? And now we're hearing how dangerous it is. You might just see the Wizard of Oz. Oh my God. Holy shit. I have been missing all of your folks' chats. Oh my God. I've been on the wrong tab and had no idea. So, shout out to Bulldozer74. Still not banned here. Shout out to you. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, Bulldozer asked if I was on the mend. Yes, I'm doing a whole lot better now. Oh man, this was 25 minutes ago. Still not banned here says he liked Pam Bondi's outfit during the swearing in. Demon's Wrath. Cheers and so okay, so we got cheers and welcome to Bulldozer. Cheers and welcome to Still Not Banned here. Cheers and welcome to Demon's Wrath. Man, I'm gonna have to pee after this. Still not see, we got Still Life over on YouTube. Cheers and welcome. Rusty Rivers. Everybody knew they were doing this. Most people just needed to hear it to get outraged. Cheers. Look, had an idea that maybe there was some money laundering going on, maybe, but direct, open, blatant funding to the tune of thousands and thousands of dollars to these media types. I mean, that's the kind of, oh my God, in the fucking open, like it was obvious the whole fucking time. And while I had an idea, it's like, surely they wouldn't, right? It would be crazy. Still Life says 50 million condoms. They expire after 4 years. It's a lot of porking. And Still Not Been Here. Yeah, the big old club. Folks, it's confirmation. Everything we're seeing is confirmation that we've been gaslit. I hate that. I hate because they came up with that term, the far left, they came up with this term gaslighting, but it's so that term being coined, like it started this red pilling, right? You take the red pill to get out of the matrix. And the idea that you were being gaslit the whole time, like everything you were told about this thing was just, it's a lie to make you question your own sanity, to make you question how you view that thing or how you view the world or how involved that thing was in your life and how it manipulated you. You were the bad guy. You were the bigot, not the bullies who took government money to call you names and push you out of your hobbies and politics. No, you were the bully. You were the bigot. Oh, Still Life says gaslighting goes back to Marxism and was honed under Alinsky. All right. Rusty River says, scratching the surface, it'll be a shocking 4+ years. Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for the pendulum to swing back the other way. You know it's gonna. There's something gonna come down the pike somewhere that's gonna start swinging things the other way. And hell, maybe it's these court cases. I heard Trump lost the appeal on this USAID, like having to put the website back up or something. Still Life says gaslighting is not real. You made it up because you're crazy. Yeah. No, actually, it's been called gas fighting. You just made yourself believe it was gaslighting. Yeah, no. Oh my. I love you guys. I really do. I've missed this. I've missed this for the past week. Damn flu. All right. So speaking of Pam Bondi, since we talked about her a second ago. Yeah, demons are. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. We were right the whole damn time. Oh, gee. And we were absurd. So yeah, Gamergate. Yeah, you were just absurd for thinking it was weird that a chick would give 5 BJs for positive media attention. The media would never be that corrupt. That's just you being sexist toward that poor girl. Or maybe there was a bigger financial interest at play to promote some weird chick's hobby about writing about how depressed she is. Anyway. All right. So speaking of Pam Bondi had some things to say about the situation in New York, which, by the way, Kristi Noem getting the New York money back. The Roosevelt Hotel, all the migrants that they were paying to live in that hotel. And yeah, coming from the government, coming from FEMA. Coming from FEMA. Kristi Noem had to go get the money back from New York. Got it back. FEMA. Supposed to be taking care of the, emergency management. That money couldn't have went to like North Carolina. Couldn't have went to California. Couldn't have went to Hawaii. Couldn't have went to the families of the recently deceased in Washington, D.C. in the helicopter airplane tragedy. Which, don't get me started on all the media narratives surrounding that shit show. But yeah, you had this situation in New York where they were, housing migrants at the Roosevelt Hotel and other establishments. And so Pam Bondi came out today. And
we're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV.
Woohoo! Governor Hochul Attorney General Letitia James and Mark Schroeder.
This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. We're here today because...
Okay, so there we have it. I wish I'd had the longer clip. I kind of want to hear what the mom had to say there. And then she went on to say this. Come on. Rumble Studio.
President Trump has directed this to stop. And if you don't comply with federal law, we will hold you accountable. We did it to Illinois. Strike one. Strike two is New York. And if you are a state not complying with federal law, you're next. Get ready. President.
Ooh. Now, again, it's tough talk, right? Shout out to Pam Bondi. Fucking great. But anyway, so yeah, here we have Christy Noem on X. I've clawed back the full payment that FEMA gave deep state activists unilaterally gave to New York City migrant hotels. FEMA was the funding the Roosevelt Hotel that serves as Tren de Aragua base of operations and was used to house Laken Riley's killer. Mark my words, there will not be a single penny spent that goes against the interest and safety of the American people. So there you have it. No more FEMA dollars to New York. And now we have charges filed against Kathy Hochul, Letitia James, and Mark Schroeder. Oh, excuse me. I still got a little bit of the leftovers of the flu, but I'm doing way better. Oh yeah, still life. Yeah, there's a news story I didn't cover. No more pennies. President Trump has eliminated the penny. Which makes me wonder, are we all going to have to be like the movie Office Space now and just round and just give everyone 4 cents worth of value everywhere? Does this mean now Walmart can't sell things for 88 to show they like Hitler? I don't know. This literally means that every price now has to end in 5. 5 or 0. Every price has to end in 5 or 0. No more of that, what do you call it? Psychological manipulation of 99 cents. No, fuck you, bitch. It's $1. It's $1. $9.99. Are you out of your mind? No, anyway. So, I mean, this is where we're at, folks. Where we're at. I'm going to go to YouTube because I haven't been on here in a while. And like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. I will go find a Love Don't Judge. Let's do a Love Don't Judge. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep going for another hour if I can. See if we can make this, make it at least to 8 o'clock p.m. Central. Oh my. I don't like that. Rusty River says Trump is literally pinching pennies. I love it. Well, look, I actually like the penny, but I see why it can be unnecessary. Like when it was like 1998, I was like, just keep the 4 pennies. Every time I'd go make a transaction, just keep the freaking 4 pennies. But now that it's all digital, now that we're paying with cards and phones and I don't have to carry around a bunch of pennies, I'm less worried about it. Like I'd rather just give me the 4 cents on my. But again, it ultimately doesn't matter either way, because the point is to stop minting the physical penny. I guess you could still have some things digitally that are still not divisible by 5. Okay, here we go. Now we've done one similar to this, but this may have a twist. Why can I not put the bar back there? Okay, there we go. Give a penny, take a penny. Yeah. Like I said, that's why I mentioned Office Space, because they were talking about the little take a penny cup. Fuck it, I'll bring it up on YouTube. Here, let's see.
When the subroutine compounds the interest, right, it uses all these extra decimal places that just get rounded off. So we simplified the whole thing, and we round them all down and just drop the remainder into an account that we opened.
So you're stealing?
No, you don't understand. It's very complicated. It's aggregate. So I'm talking about
It's
fractions
stealing.
of a penny here.
Fractions of a penny.
Over time, they add up to a lot.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's not yours?
Well, it becomes ours.
How is that not stealing?
I don't think that I'm explaining this very well.
Okay.
The 7-Eleven, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take a penny from the tray.
From the crippled children?
No, that's the jar. I'm talking about the tray. The pennies for everybody.
Oh,
The pennies for everybody.
Yeah. Well, those are whole pennies.
Right.
All right? I'm just talking about fractions of a penny here.
Okay, so now this scene is gonna have to be like if they ever remake Office Space, which oh my god, please don't. Hollywood, just stop. Stop right there. Don't ever. This scene's gonna have to be redone with fractions of a nickel. Because we're gonna have to figure out what fractions of a I said nipple. Oh my god. I swear I'm not gooning, folks. I swear I'm not gooning. Yes, still I5 is the new one. Welcome to several generations of inflation. And again, the digital takeover of your value. Like that's the other thing. Is it's easier to do this when there's less people to complain about it because hey, who carries around a bunch of pennies anyway? We're all doing it digitally now. Nobody carries cash. I mean, I see, we call them panhandlers. I see panhandlers with fucking QR codes now. And their Cash App written on their sign. Times are desperate. People don't carry change. They don't carry cash. And so, that's why it's easier to do this because, all this stuff's really just digital to most people. All right, let's do a love, don't judge. We do a lot of these age ones where someone's dating someone that's way fucking younger than them. This one looks like it might be slightly different because at least she's admitting some things here in the title. But we'll see how it goes because the title's always a little misleading. There we go. I was after his money, but we fell in love. Love, don't judge.
This is Nova. She fell in love with James.
Nova and James.
But then I fell in love with him.
It was really only a matter of weeks before we graduated from sugaring to boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
James has bought
Sugaring.
Nova a lot of expensive gifts.
And an apartment.
Okay, I've already got to stop this right there. So look, one of the things I did a lot in the early days of my program here, my show, oh my God, hang on, let me do something real quick. I need to hide myself from the camera because I think my nose is doing something crazy here. Anyway, in the early days of my program, I did a lot of dating content and talked a lot about women and how they are in relationships. I've gotten away from that somewhat because it's all derivative and it's all the same shit for the most part. And there's only so much that can be said about the difference between the sexes in the dating world that eventually you just say the same thing that everyone else has already said, just in a different way. And I like to think of it in a philosophical way. I like to think, add my own little philosophies to it. But what this started out with, like this whole, even the title up there, I was after his money, but we fell in love. The idea that most people are fucked up in the head. We're all fucked up in the head, just a little bit. And we encounter so many people on a daily basis that are just not attractive at all to us. Rusty Rivers, James Scott's money, but he just might like dudes. That's my first impression. I mean, he's trying to buy someone, this girl's attention. He was sugaring her. But I've always, all the way back when I was a teenager, have felt that when you fall in love, it always tends to come from an unexpected source, right? It's never how you thought you were going to fall in love. Right? It's never the person there are people out there who have met people, just gave them their phone number, is like, hey, you look cute here. And then, but for me, it's always been like acquaintance of an acquaintance, or it's always been someone who's just been there, but I didn't see them. Or now, granted, my current partner, we did meet online. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but we met online, and in a way, we knew that we were incompatible in a lot of ways, and we just kind of had a bunch of conversations about it and realized we do kind of like each other, even though we were incompatible in a lot of ways. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to make here is, yeah, I wound up like I was after him for his money, but you know what? I actually kind of like this weird guy. Okay, sure. We'll see if that continues. The Life says at the boardwalk by the bay, you get a 3-minute peep reel for a nickel. You can keep the carnies away from your prize gal. Okay, well, we'll see if he can keep the carnies away.
460,000. We do receive judgment. Disgusting. Find someone your own age.
Did the money buy happiness?
Yes, it did.
How's an old man going to please a woman like this?
Today, their friend is coming round to
Oh my God,
on the unusual relationship.
Hide this
When you first saw his father and
hide this video from every incel simp on the internet, please.
daughter.
And when we kissed on the lips.
Well, that was a little bit shocking.
I'm Nova, and I'm 29.
And I'm James, and I'm 63.
I am a spicy
29
content
and
creator, and I
63.
do live streaming, adult live streaming. James and I met on a sugar daddy, sugar baby website a few years
So I've always said the rule of thumb should be half plus 7. This dude went half minus 4.
ago now.
I had a number of sugar babies before Nova and I met. I just find it a more straightforward way of meeting people.
You'd been on a few sugar dating websites, and I've been on a couple. You were the last person I was going to meet before I gave up.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
didn't know. Lucky me.
It's nearly 5 years that we've been
Oh,
together.
imagine that.
Best 5
She
years
was
of
getting
my life.
tired of being a sugar baby. And all of a sudden, this nice guy came along with $400,000. And she's like, well, you know what? You're actually kind of nice.
Nova was pretty quickly a soulmate.
I liked him as a person, not just as a sugar daddy.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm ready for some photos.
Great. Ready?
Our arrangement changed when I'd been living with you for a few weeks, and I started to feel that there was something more than sugar going on between us.
Oh.
I said I love.
Okay, forgive me for saying this, but what about 3 years in and he doesn't hit those bad boy passions you have? What happens when you're watching a movie and you see, action superstar that won't take no shit, and you're like, well, yeah, it'd be nice to have a guy kind of like that. Right? Comparison is the thief of joy. And women like this can't help but compare. And eventually, she's going to get bored. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying, what if it happens? What if you start to get bored?
Love you first,
Yeah.
but I think you were never going to say it.
No, I was too scared to say such a thing.
We get a lot of misconceptions about our relationship, and I think the biggest one is that it's not a real relationship, that we're still a sugar relationship, that James is providing me with finance and I'm providing him with the sugar in return. We've got a little bit of negative comments online when we post things about ourselves.
Disgusting. Find someone your own age. That's presumably directed at me.
She can't really be happy with it. Did the money buy happiness?
Yes, it did. Thanks for asking.
How's an old man going to please a woman like this?
It's a mystery.
No comment.
Most of the doubts have been about whether there was a genuine affection there or whether it was just for money, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're no longer my sugar daddy. I'm earning my own money now. It is a true, authentic, genuine, partnered relationship.
When we're out in public, there's often people who stop and stare. We've had photos taken.
People are always looking.
I will say this, Demon's Wrath, you got a couple points here I want to expand on a little bit. And, Demon's Wrath is kind of talking about her. I was living with him for a few weeks, started feeling something for him, like his financial security and the chance of a bequeathment. Not just a bequeathment, but a chance to be spoiled, right? A chance to make demands. And in an economy where people are fucking broke, where people are struggling, where she could thrive, and not only thrive, but be spoiled a little bit. And for women, it's about resources and attention. Like I mentioned the bad boy stuff earlier, but you know what? If she can't find someone 30 years old who's got a secure job that will give her the kind of attention and security that she thinks she wants, she's going to do shit like this. Now, again, what happens in 5-10 years when she's knocking on the door to 40 and hasn't popped out any crotch critters and them eggs are howling for a strapping young stud to take control of them? I mean, it's dangerous, folks. It's dangerous. Still Life says this man has a limp tally whacker. Limp tally whacker. I would, and then says his tiny checkered shirt is impotent and lame. I wouldn't say so. You'd be surprised, right? You'd be surprised what older dudes, and especially you'd be surprised. Like Cialis is a thing now, folks. I mean, it's crazy what old dudes can pull off nowadays.
At us, they turn towards us and look over their shoulder at us, or tap on their friend's shoulder to make sure that they've seen us as well. I don't think we're anything special. We're just existing and living our lives and doing what we normally do every day. Sometimes I find it exciting when we're going out together because I know people are going to look. I'll make myself
they're looking because they're comparing you to a prostitute.
Look extra nice, or wear a really short skirt or a little dress. So if people are looking, they've got something to look.
I would have to disagree there, Rusty Rivers. This never ends well unless you're Hugh Hefner. I think he died a happy man. I don't think he did die a happy man. You got to remember, what was the show he had? The TV show where he had the 3 women. Yeah, like 2 of those women sued him afterward. And created media scandals about how much of a pervert he was. Like, oh my God, no shit. And how they felt forced to do certain things sexually. And, he died essentially getting sued and Me Too'd and having his name dragged through the mud. But yeah, I mean, look, he had a long, happy life. And I think he was happy in a lot of ways, but like he did lose the love of his life a couple times over. And then he was just trying to fill the gaps. I mean, he was having fun. I don't bequeath a man to have fun if you can't be if you can't be fulfilled. At least have fun. At least make life fulfilling.
Look at. Today, our friend Mia is going to come over and she's going to talk to us about
Is she a whore?
She felt when she first learned about our relationship. Hi, so nice to see you. Hi. Come on in. Let's have a drink.
Nope, she's not getting sugar
Mia, what did you think
baby treatment
about me and James when you first saw us? What did you think about our dynamic?
Father and daughter. Like, you were obviously so close. And I think just the way that you were together reminded me a lot of how I am with my dad.
And when we kissed on the lips?
Well, that was a little bit shocking. We were like, that's not okay.
It can't be. It can't be.
And if it is, that's a whole other story.
James has bought me a few very expensive items. Now, I'm not quite sure how much they've really cost, but this one is my favorite. It is a blue topaz ring with some diamonds.
If you must know, 3,500.
Blue sapphire earrings. And how much did these ones cost?
1,500. And an apartment.
And the apartment.
460,000.
I had to obviously get over that initial shock of, okay, that's not her dad. But I think we live in an area that's pretty liberal, not conservative.
When you found out the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I literally just okay, here we go.
Okay, that's not her dad. But I think we live in an area that's pretty liberal, not conservative.
When you found out that Nova was...
I meant to pause it and click the damn time bar at the very beginning instead right here. Anyway. Friend thought it was her dad. Her friend doesn't even know her well enough to have seen her talk about her parents ever. This chick doesn't talk about her parents ever. Yeah. Yeah, no. Where are his friends? Yeah. And where is dad? What happened to dad? Fatherless behavior. Run up the red flags. There's coming thick and fast. Yeah, and I'm like judging this woman too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm judging this woman too. How old are you to still be painting your fingernails yellow? What the fuck is up with that?
An online entertainer. What did you make of that?
I was like, tell me. Like, it's fascinating, right? Because You don't expect, like, in any neighborhood to have somebody in the neighborhood who makes spicy content.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Oh,
incredibly
spicy
empowering.
content.
I think Nova is amazing because she makes that content and absolutely genuinely. And I think, wow,
So you're not just a whore, you're an online whore also. Got it.
done. And I say, go woman.
Thank you.
And then I do have to point out Still Life. Sorry I didn't show this earlier, Still Life. It's not that he's old, it's that he's a cuckold wiener boy. That's why his shirt is checkered tiny and his tally is limp. Yep. I mean, you called it. You called him a cuckold, and his woman is showing spicy content to the internet. Boom.
I do still buy Nova nice things, I think. People make assumptions that it's about money or depravity or some combination of the two.
Yeah, or that we're
Yes,
in it to
it
get
literally is.
something from each other.
People react with a lot of judgment.
And what about friends?
Look, again, we go through this with so many of these love don't judge things, and I always kind of say, yeah, this is kind of the problem with all of these episodes and why I should probably quit doing this segment. And then I get drawn back in, and I love doing the segment. I love doing this, and I love looking at this. But you're right. It is more than just degeneracy and money. But that's kind of the problem. Is that it's not just love. You're not just doing this out of love. And if you're doing this out of love and genuine care and genuine affection, then you wouldn't need the money. You wouldn't need the degeneracy. You wouldn't need to make spicy content. Now, you might want to just because, hey, it's a hobby. Okay, sure. But at some point, you sit down and you talk about, well, what's healthy for us as a family? What's healthy for us as a relationship? And again, the empty eyes, the nose bar, Demon's Wrath, shout out. Eventually, you have those conversations and you figure out what's best. And if you're loving each other, then you're willing to make sacrifices.
Do you have any friends who are like, this is stupid, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That person's not right for you, the age gap is too much.
I had friends that really kind of questioned, they were really into the sugaring relationship because they were also doing sugaring.
Yeah.
So they thought, wow, I've caught a good one. Drag him through, like take everything, get in the will, you know, good on you. But then when it evolved beyond that, they still had that mentality that I was here.
Oh my God. See, look at him shifting in his chair. Holy shit. Still Life hit the nail on the head with this one. Look at him shift in his chair when she's like, oh yeah, all my friends told me, yeah, just getting his will taken for his money. And now he's like, yeah, you could probably wind up doing that, huh? I mean, the dude's just totally not thinking about it. Prenup, dude. Prenup and have your will ironclad with other people you love in it.
Yeah, for the long game that I'm in it for money, but it went beyond that. Now that you've known us for a little while, what do you think of our relationship now?
I like the dynamics of your relationship. You can tell you're genuinely happy that you work well together.
Okay, if that were true, then why did it take you like 4 seconds to answer while you kind of looked over at him to see if it was okay to speak your true mind? See, this is the thing about these confrontations. No one's gonna be fucking honest.
You have fun, that you understand each other, which I think is really important in a relationship, and that, you know, you keep proving those who may judge you wrong. That, you know, love is love. Well, here's to you guys.
Thank you.
To be honest, I thought it was going to be a lot.
Demon's Wrath. That's a good philosophical question. Who is genuinely happy? And this is the thing, in any relationship, friendship, community, whatever, people are only going to arrive if they're getting some kind of benefit. right? Even like when someone donates time or money to charity, they do it because they're getting something out of it. Like, it may not be a direct thing, but it may be like just the spirit of giving gives them an emotional boost. It gives them, no one's going to sacrifice themselves in a relationship and not get something out of it. So I don't doubt that they're happy, but happiness isn't healthiness, right? I've known some drug addicts who are really fucking happy just being junkies. But that happiness, the unhealthy happinesses fade. And you kind of got to build them up and support them with supportive happiness, right? With real genuine value. And again, I try not to morally judge people. I've done degenerate shit in my life. We all have our unhealthy habits, right? When I started this show a couple years back as a 310-pound fat guy who just couldn't keep his hand out of the chip bag. We all have, I mean, I still vape shit. So I don't doubt that they're happy. The question is, what is your goal here? Is your goal to live together as long as you possibly can and love each other with as much love as you possibly can? Well, then maybe it's time to turn off the OnlyFans and stop waving around the expensive gifts and just love each other.
More hardcore in terms of inappropriate relationships, but she was really cool. It was great.
Yeah. James, the thing I love most about you is your ability to see good in many things. You don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. You do what you believe in.
Good or happiness good?
Our relationship works because it's fundamentally honest. We have always been absolutely transparent about where we are and what we want.
We live great together. We have a good life together as well.
Nose ring.
I'd like to say to the people who judge us, they need to learn more about relationships and real love and how.
So you notice how kind of pretty she is with her hair done this way and no nose rings, and then you look at these back videos.
I'd like to.
Like, I don't know if he's paid for her to have work done, paid for her to get her hair professionally done by a salon. But yeah, it not necessarily the exact same girl we're dealing with here. And I hope he's getting his money worth.
Say to the people who judge us, they need to learn more about relationships and real love and how it can be found in unusual places. And it can even be found when you're not looking for it. And the people that just want to comment nasty things about us need to get a hobby. How boring must your life be?
I hope one day you're as happy as we are. That's what I would like to say. Only a matter of weeks.
Damn it, I did it again. I think it was over, but let me just make sure. Yeah, it was over. Okay. Yeah, Demon's Wrath, she's advertising her wares. Yeah, pretty much 80% of the people who go on Love Don't Judge, they're advertising their Instagram or OnlyFans. So yeah, I don't doubt that this is her trying to get more content. And he's like, well, shit, if she's making money on the OF, then she can buy some shit on her own and I don't have to buy her as many gifts. So fuck, I'm all for that. Anyway, that was Love Don't Judge. I only did that because we didn't do one on Saturday. So I wasn't here on Saturday. Well, folks, is there anything else you want me to cover? Anything else happen in the last 2 weeks that I just dropped the ball on? Let me try to think here. Let me see if Grok. Let's ask Grok. Big news stories from the past 2 weeks. I could, we did talk about the Super Bowl. I could bring up some of the crazy videos out of Philadelphia from Sunday night. Yeah, federal judges denied a request for an injunction blocking President Trump's plan to offer buyouts to federal employees. Trump announces intentions to impose tariffs on steel and aluminum from China, Canada, and Mexico. Temporary block on research funding cuts and issues surrounding compliance with court orders. Trump with the Gaza stuff. Oh, that's, you know what? What did I do with that? We didn't cover that. We did have that to talk about. Fuck. There it is. So I used to live in Kansas City, Missouri. Here we go. Yeah, Demon's Wrath says, yeah, a Super Bowl doesn't count as news. I wasn't saying it does, but the madness that was taking place on the streets of Philadelphia was kind of funny. We're not just a news show. We're media and narratives, and we talk about degeneracy. All blocks are regional and can just be easily be overturned. Yeah. But anyway, I used to live in Kansas City. This man used to be my congressman. Oh, nope, not that man. This man. This joker right here. This is what he has to say to Elon Musk and Donald Trump, but he's directing this to Elon Musk about the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau being closed. Here we go.
Now, I'm going to be quick because I want to send a message to somebody. Elon, take your musty millions and musty Moscow rights to the moon.
This old man. Congressman Emmanuel Cleaver of the 5th District of Missouri. I think it's still the 5th District of Missouri. Musty millions to the moon. He continues.
Because if you don't, we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, we're going to march, we're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo.
Musty moo. Musty moo. All right, Demon's Wrath. Look, I made a mistake when I created the let's just that work? No. I don't know. I made a mistake when I made the show and the live chat's not showing on the screen. The comments. look, I've lived in several different communities in Kansas City, and let me just tell you, the white parts are pretty crazy too. The white parts are pretty crazy too. You don't understand rural. I guess is urban Missouri and the issues with poor communities and drug use isn't a color thing. And I grew up in the 90s where all the white folks wanted to act like gangsters too. So anyway, Rusty River's got to go. Thanks for coming by. Cheers and welcome again. Cheers. Good seeing you. I will catch you next time. So yeah, man, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau getting closed. You got a bunch of Congress critters salty about it. And in fact, it wasn't good old Pocahontas. Wasn't she throwing a fit about it too? CFPB Warren. Let's see what. Yeah, wasn't she being real salty about it too? And now, of course, yeah, no videos are coming up. Yeah, here we go. I knew I saw something. Let's see what she has to say.
Donald Trump ran his campaign on lowering costs for working families. Yeah, now he and his co-president, Elon Musk,
Co-president. They love that shit.
have tried to shut down the agency that has delivered $21 billion to hardworking families. $21 billion to people who got cheated. And Trump and Musk want to just take that agency away. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have told the financial cops at the CFPB to stand down. Now think about this. I want you to think about this for a minute. No matter how big the scam, no matter how bold the trap, they have said, just stand by and let the Wall Street boys take your money.
Yeah, Proud Boys, stand by. No.
Well, we are here to fight back. We want our financial cops back on the beat.
You literally have the FBI, the Secret Service. You have ways to investigate financial crimes. And, fuck you. If you think you were being scammed, get a hold of your state's attorney general. Why do we need giant federal bureaucracies to do these things? Sue a motherfucker.
Yep. This is a fight, and I want you to watch who this fight is between. This is a fight between millions of hardworking people who just don't want to get cheated and a handful of billionaires like Elon Musk who want the chance to cheat them.
And how long have you been sitting in the halls of the cheaters, propping these fucking people up? Look, you motherfuckers elected Joe Biden president. You made him the leader of your party. And Joe Biden is responsible for way more financial industry grift over the years. Okay, so there was that. All right. Oh, what else did we have? Anything else? Oh shit. Let me go back to Grok and That's not the. New music by Adekunle Gold. Who gives a fuck? U.S. Copyright Office releasing reports and decisions on AI-generated content, which could have long-term implications for creators and tech companies. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think about, but all right. Yeah, no, that's what Grok has for news stories from the last 2 weeks. Nothing important. You know, I said I wasn't going to do this, but I will. Let's do this. I'm a big fat liar. I've been following Homath. You guys follow Homath on the YouTube or the Twitter? Well, we'll watch a little bit of Homath real quick. This is his latest video. He's been putting out a lot of videos lately after taking a much needed hiatus. And now he's back making videos. Turn this down just a little bit because this bitch is loud. Anyway, so we'll see.
Please make it make sense. Why do guys that I'm interested in end up not wanting to pursue me?
Because they are the same guys that everyone is interested in.
And then guys that I'm not interested in pursue me and pursue me hard and do not give up.
Because those are the guys that nobody is interested in.
Please make it make sense.
Okay. Human beings are born with a sense of fairness. We like to think that the universe is fair and everything evens out, but it's not and it doesn't. We think that things work a certain way, but it's actually just a feeling that we need to have. Otherwise, life would be a nightmare. We like to believe that there is someone out there for everyone, but in reality, it's only a few guys that are attractive to all the girls. The rest of these guys are practically invisible until they do something extra and then you notice them. In other words, they have to make up for their lack of attractiveness by being extra nice. That means that all women dream of being with just a few exciting men, so there's not enough to go around. So if we match 1-to-1, that means that most women will never get what they're looking for. This used to work better because women kind of had to get married when they had less power. So
okay, but this kind of takes me back to what I was talking about. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. I'm going to use it as a springboard for this next rant here. I don't know. Do you guys want to watch the rest of it? Let me know if you want to watch the rest of it. I'll bring it down for now. I'll leave it paused. But this, I like Homath because he simplifies this shit. And yes, still life. It's called reverse hypergamy. I wouldn't even call it reverse hypergamy. It's just hypergamy. Men don't do this shit. Men don't do this shit. The fact that this chick, this blonde whatever, has seen the difference between how men treat her in relation to how she treats them. Now, take it back to what we were just talking about with the love don't judge, right? These people found a mutual interest in a relationship. That relationship in love don't judge, that was money. Money for attention, for her attention and her companionship. Now, granted, you can have those things with certain boundaries and not necessarily have to have sex or fall in love or move in together or any of those things. That's a very cold way of living, right? Of just sex and money and attention. We try to relate to one another on a human level. We try to understand the people we are attracted to as having some sort of kind, caring human side with the ability to have an intellectual conversation at some point in time. Because, again, why are you with a human and not just, in love with a dog and watching porn, right? You watch porn for the sex, and then the companionship, the companionship and attention and affection you can get from a pet. Still Not Panther says no, thanks for asking. Okay. All right. Yeah, we won't watch it. We got a no vote. We won't watch the rest of it. But, again, the number of people who seem clueless about this under the age of 40 fascinates me, which is why I watch Homath all the time. You guys don't like him, cool. But it does fascinate me how many people I know in real life that just don't get this kind of shit. And then, of course, you have, dudes on the internet like y'all and me, and we're inundated with this content. I mean, that's what made fucking Andrew Tate famous. But at the same time, a lot of this is made for people who don't get off the internet long enough to have conversations with people in real life. And so, yeah, while the concepts, Homath and other red pill creators are very simple concepts, the idea that these individuals are human beings with emotions and with intelligence and with, women, right? Women. Now, again, I think some of my audience out there would question whether women have intelligence, but I would say they have more intelligence than, you know, a beagle. No, there are some very intelligent, very, very compassionate, and very loving women out there in the world. And, I've been lucky in that aspect myself. But not all women. Well, okay. Let me take a step back. Not all people, men and women, understand what it is they're looking for out of a relationship. What that humanity has to offer them. And so you get these weird women who they go on the dating apps, right? They swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left. Right? They give you 1.2 seconds of their attention. And if you can't meet that, then fuck you, die. Right? Meanwhile, these women, they'll go to work, they'll go to Starbucks, they'll go sit in a cubicle somewhere, punch a number, or they'll sit and fucking work from home. But they'll still require a lot of other human beings to deliver them food, deliver them mail, remove their trash. And to them, other human beings are resource gatherers. And they're so used to a culture that's based on shopping and reviews and price comparison and feature comparison that, again, as I said earlier, comparison is the thief of joy. They spend so much time with their cat watching Netflix that they build up this list of qualifications. And, if you're not it, fuck you. And don't get me wrong, dudes do it too. Dudes do it too. I mean, call me biased as a dude, but I think again back to the home math video. I'm not going to play the video, but back to this screenshot. This right here shows that it's less dudes than it is women that are making these decisions based on unfair representation or unfair standards. Now, personally, I don't like the 10 scale at all. I don't like the 10 scale because what is the 10 scale? What, like, I could sit and talk about women with my buddies at work, right? And in fact, I just saw a tweet that was talking about what's her name? Catwoman. And fuck, goddamn, what the fuck? I'm having a brain fart. Anne Hathaway. God damn. I suck. Whether or not Anne Hathaway is a hottie. Someone made this post on X about whether or not Anne Hathaway was a hottie. Again, where would you rate her? Where would you rate her? Now, again, I think in physical attractiveness, I put her at a 6. I put her at a 6. I don't think she's not very curvaceous. She's kind of frumpy. Like, she's not gorgeous. But you know what? She smiles a lot. She doesn't seem to, like, there are some things that give me a vibe that she might be annoying a lot of the time. But I feel like that's selective. Like, she's selective with who she wants to piss off. Like, she has this chill about her. That 6 could be bumped up to an 8. Like, what value do we give attractiveness that's not a physical attractiveness, that's a spiritual attractiveness? Got FL Groip 69. Cheers and welcome. What the fuck is this? You're a grown ass man, just find a good woman. Well, but that's just it. And look, I fully, wholeheartedly agree with your statement. I wholeheartedly agree with your statement. Yeah, find a good ass woman. But, there has to be some attraction. Where do those attractions come from? That's ultimately one of the things that younger dudes don't seem to get. I didn't get it when I was younger. I thought woman skinny means woman takes care of herself, means woman happy. That makes me happy. That means sexy. You know what I found out? Those bony ass skinny women, they don't like to, right? They don't like to wax the banana. And look, I'm not saying she has to, I'd probably be just as turned off if, like, it was 5 minutes after meeting a woman and she wants to deep throat the whole fucking hog, but Demon's Wrath says meth. I mean, no, actually, some of the meth heads I met, they are into the kinky shit. But that just goes with hanging out in drug houses. Been there, done that. Don't like it. Yeah, find you a good woman with spirit. But again, as we continue to be shut-ins and addicted to internet as a society and addicted to having things delivered as opposed to going out and shopping or going out and meeting people, going out and getting to know communities, volunteering with organizations. I mean, look, I'm telling you guys, I mean, you guys are my community. But I do go out to my local stuff every once in a while, and I get to know some people every once in a blue moon. Not enough. I'm just as guilty as everyone I'm criticizing here, so don't think I'm singling you guys out or anyone else. I'm not. I'm singling myself out and saying it's a societal problem that we don't see the value in other human beings because we are all shitty fucking human beings. And you know what? Yeah, let me bring up the the Philadelphia celebrations after the Super Bowl real quick. So oh no. Okay, so let's do this. Wait, what? Okay, here we go. Because the reason a lot of us don't like going out in public and interacting with these people is a lot of people act like this.
See, that's why they
Oh, look, dumpster fire. There we go. We'll end on that. We'll end on that. Because ultimately, society is a dumpster fire. And we all get lonely sometimes, and we need somebody to pull us back from the dumpster fire. We need people in our life that will give us hope that our fellow humans aren't like everyone else. That there's more sane people than insane people. Oh shit, Demon's Wrath. Demon's Wrath said they should be allowed to, yeet a crowd when they get like that. Ooh, spicy takes. I love you, Demon's Wrath, man. You come in with the good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a show for today. We didn't quite make it to 2 hours, but hey, I stretched it out as far as I could. I scraped the bottom of the barrel of content that I had been seeing this week without getting hopefully not too bogged down talking about football or comic books. He says, suffer, crowd, suffer. Yeah. But thank you all for stopping by. And thank you, folks who might be watching later on demand and didn't get a toast. Cheers to you. Or anyone watching on audio or lurking in the background, cheers to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Come on back, 6 p.m. Central this Wednesday. Not sure what that show's going to look like yet. I might try to stretch it out. I did promise on the on X and on my updates, letting people know I was sick, that I do plan on doing some makeup shows. Not sure what day that's going to be. I might do one tomorrow. I'm not sure. But stay tuned. to all the social media down in the description. And if you're following me on whatever platform you're watching me on now, I'll try to pop up on there a little bit before I go live. If I can go live tomorrow or Friday, but I can make no promise. But I'm promising 6 p.m. Central on Saturday, barring another illness or something crazy happening in my life. I'll be here then. So yeah, follow me on all those social media. Come on back 6 p.m. Central on Saturday and catch me in some of my bonus content between now and the end of the next month. And like I said, I'm going to try to see if I can find time to squeeze in a marathon stream of some sort. I think Monday might be a good time to do that, but like I said, it might be a mixture of some gaming. I do have my gaming channel that I don't really use anymore. I might do some gaming streams on it later this month, but if I do a marathon stream, I'm leaving open the possibility I might just have to play some video games to fill some time, because I need to get to that 30 hours. I want to be part of this creator program Rumble's got going on. It sounds interesting. But anyway, so yeah, my bladder is going to explode if I don't walk away from this computer here in just a few minutes. So thank you. I appreciate everything you folks do. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on other platforms. Share me on other platforms. You folks make a great community. Heck, Demon's Wrath says he's down to watch some gaming content. Still not banned here, says gaming channel. Haha. All right. Yeah, we'll get it going. We'll get it going. But yes, until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. I'll catch you next time on Miles Culture Plate. Until then, everybody, have a wonderful week and stay warm. Cheers.